Probably the best defense against attacking tanks. They absolutely get butchered by them. They lost a couple of buildings there, but managed to keep hold of enough. However, the defensive line is gone. I think that is why Akmisk is now coming in with the infantry to try and stop Ehot from taking him out. If you lose one player here, I think you're pretty much done for the entire team. Each player has their own thing to do. This has finally been squashed a little bit, but this is diverting units away from the front line. Here comes the rocket. There's nothing there to stop it. Where's it going to go? There. Aircraft from... Oh wow, we missed a rocket. Okay, there was a rocket pad. Where was that? Another Line War gameplay here, featuring El Mahin. Yeah, we'll go for Mahi and Gugi Magon. Go for Gugi. Deadland, Akmitsk. All in this team. Looks like we're all up on this left-hand side of the map. Maybe for... I'm not particularly sure why. Maybe this entire map was deemed as fairly even. So they're just going to go and have it out. And then on the other team, we have... not sure what that says. And Ehot. Down here, Ben Play 27. Nickname... Wherever he's gone. He's somewhere. Where's he gone? Might be the colours because he's dark. He might be throwing me off a bit here. I'm sure we'll find him in there somewhere. So, looks like there's plenty of oil on this map to begin with. First contact has already been signed. Found between Ehot and... Googie. We'll go for Googie because I don't know what that's going to say. We're going for plenty of factories. Looks like tanks are being built there. More tanks. Looks like we're going to go for a tank rush. That is for sure. We have plenty of oil to do that with. Only a little bit of Airforce being built. That may be a helicopter. It's hard to tell at this point. And we have a trade route being built just over here. And that's all it's going to be for the Navy, I do believe. We're going to have some positions being built that immediately going to go on the press. And I think that's how this game is going to be played. Oil being built. This is going to be pretty intensive, I reckon. Let's go back to the other team. They've gone for a more traditional infantry with artillery so far as a team. More infantry, a few tanks, and more infantry with artillery. So yeah, the Alpha team looks like they've gone for a more traditional start. Maybe they have less oil, perhaps. I mean, there's still got plenty of oil up here. A sneaky trade route up here, which would be very good if that could be utilised. Another trade route. Plenty of oil on the sea. Would be good for at least one of the team members to acquire all of these territories and oil so they can share it. The initial combat here has begun. Oil is going to be the big play in this, I do believe. Whoever controls the oil will control the game. Oh, so this is nickname. It's just a funny colour on the territory planner there, I think. Try to turn this up a bit because I can't seem to hear what's going on. There we go, I can hear the gunfire now. I don't know if it changes for you. I suppose I'll find out when the video is published. So we're going for an instant push. I'm not sure how this game is going to play out. Okay, oh, Maheen has already run out of fuel. Where's the oil, man? Oh, he's got his first factory up and running now. Both teams just being allowed a little bit of grace. Yeah, Bravo team are going for the tank rush play. Getting all the refineries they can up as quickly as possible. This kind of game, you are going to be required to share your resources in terms of oil, that is for sure. I do wonder how this is going to go. Tank rush to the south of this mountain range. Against soldiers which are struggling to put the sandbags on, which will not fire until those sandbags are on. Don't know if those tanks are going to get too far, but they're going to certainly be causing headaches for Alpha Team. Bit of the probably the initial infantry. But this is nickname, although he is like a dark grey colour. Is actually a very light colour on the territories that he owns. He's currently dominating this area. More tanks being produced. Is the tank rush going to be the appropriate answer? It may well be. I mean, they're getting this this sorted with some basic defences down here. But this tank rush is going for it. If they could destroy the buildings, then Alpha Team will probably not be able to recover very well. Oh, this is definitely the plan. They don't have the best spotting, so I'm surprised that there aren't any aircraft being thrown up, just as more of a scouting and a potential, you know, in case this happens, for example. As the infantry and artillery are slow compared to the tanks, which means the tanks can get around them, but if they manage to stop the tanks in the first place by body blocking them, then they could be in a bit of trouble there. Helicopters are, however, very powerful in this situation where they are allowed to sit and attack the enemy with their minigun. Even in the mountains, they were taking a hammering. Ran out of ammunition though. Yeah, they're going for the refineries of Alpha Team. At least nickname is. If they can see the city now. Yeah, they're going to go for this city. That will certainly hurt their economies. Even at this, especially at this stage, they will not be able to get that back. I think it's pretty obvious that everything is going to be there. It cannot actually be seen yet by Bravo Team, as you saw when I was watching Nickname's tanks here. We have some fighter strikers from Alpha Team. This isn't looking too good. These tanks are going to get hammered. This is going to force Alpha Team to play it in a defensive role for quite some time. We have a combined effort now. Oh, they're Maheen's tanks from Alpha Team. That is not going to be good. If EHOT can take out these factories, then this defensive line will crumble. And that will open up the rest of the team to attack. These cities are going down, which is extremely expensive. Already getting some immense trades off. This is, well, I don't think they're going to get to develop that before shit hits the fan, to be completely honest. Nicknames up here as well. Looks like Deadland potentially has a bit more of a condensed defense, body blocking with the infantry while the artillery does the job. I think that is the plan. How well that is going, I'm not too sure. Potential counter-attack by Mahir now. With his tanks, this is held. They managed to get the factory, but that was all. The tanks are incredibly powerful units and difficult to stop. However, they are incredibly expensive and a very offensive unit. So if Bravo team, not a Bravo team, if Alpha team managed to contain these tanks for a while and start tickling the refineries which Bravo team currently control, that will turn the tide in this battle quite well, I do believe. As if you're going to make quick thrusts like this with tanks, they will be on haste move, which uses a hell of a lot more fuel than what they normally do anyway, and they're incredibly thirsty as it is. So Googie is doing this very well. He's throwing the infantry in there to stop those tanks, and with help from Akhmitsk with his strikers, that is incredible good teamwork. That is definitely needed in a game like this. 4 versus 4. But they might still be able to get in there. This line of artillery is quite fearsome. However, currently it's not doing anything. Not that they'll be able to chase down these infantry, these tanks anyway. Just need the teams to get a little bit organised. I think Alpha team is obviously definitely preoccupied with trying to contain these tanks and are slowly building up numbers anyway. Nickname has gone for the artillery on the mountain, which is very powerful if allowed to defense up. Oh no, these tanks are gonna take out this city. This city has been rebuilt, but this is very expensive. We can have a quick dabble at economies, I suppose. Maheen, so this is Alpha Team 452. Maheen's blue, knocking around over here somewhere. Looks like he might be going for the commando drop, which should be interesting. Gigi 631 does hold a bit more territory and holds this city. Those strikers from Akhmitsk have managed to destroy the tanks. However, these helicopters are going to absolutely decimate this artillery. People don't seem to be using SAMs very much anymore. Oh, as I say that, there's some here, but I don't know. Doesn't seem to be as much as a thing anymore. There's a few couple of bit floating around, but I suppose we haven't had any real aircraft from Bravo team coming to take on Alpha just yet, apart from Ben Play, who had his helicopters floating around. At least I think it was Ben Play. His artillery are probably going to clean this up. See if Ben Play was able to get these tanks involved and loop through. Oh, he's doing it now. But if he can get in there as well, that will eliminate this attack from Googie. These strikers are going to cause them some pain now, I must admit. Nickname is under attack. His infantry buildings have been spotted in the forest, who has now moved towards a more artillery approach. Traditional. Maybe they went for the initial tank rush, seeing it has failed, and are now a bit more desperate to stop the attack from happening from... this is definitely the counter-attack from Bravo team. No, sorry, from Alpha team, should I say. If they can get in there now and start destroying some of these... Yeah, another counter-attack. So Benplay used that time there to wait for an opening in this. And Benplay is going to start losing some of his core buildings here, which is going to be painful. And this southern thrust is also going to be eliminated by yet more tanks. Oh, this might hurt big time. Anything else going on right now? Just because some conflicts, we've got Deadland, who is attacking Nickname, but Nickname is also doing a northern thrust, working his way around. This isn't looking good for Alpha team. Akmisk is using his strikers very well in this mission. Probably the best defense against attacking tanks. They absolutely get butchered by them. They lost a couple of buildings there, but managed to keep hold of enough. However, the defensive line is gone. I think that is why Akmisk is now coming in with the infantry to try and stop EHOT from taking him out. If you lose one player here, I think you're pretty much done for the entire team. Each player has their own thing to do. This has finally been squashed a little bit, but this is diverting units away from the front line, which at this very moment is going to be needed. These tanks are going to break through these last remaining infantry here. Al Maheen is bringing in the helicopters. Going to take out some of these tanks. That might allow Deadland to get through. This is a very close game so far. It's looking a bit weakened down here now, though, with Googie not having the forces that he did from a little while ago. Benplay is sending the commandos in. A rocket is being built by Googie. Yeah, they're going for the attack on the buildings. Get rid of the buildings and they probably won't be able to recover. Might be able to take those out if targeted properly. Another set. The aircraft from Akhmitsk have definitely been noticed, so the first defences of that are starting to be developed. Still skirmishing up in the forests of Nickname. Let's have a look at the other team, see what they can see. Is there any rockets being built, I wonder? No, not yet, from what I can see. Nickname is going to be difficult to get out of this forest area. The artillery is very nice, however it does not have the offensive capability as what tanks do. Takes them far too long to attack and redeploy for moving and then redeploy again for attacking again. So if you're using artillery in an offensive way, if they are hounded by units which they can attack, then they basically don't move anywhere. I had a game recently where they were sending lots of infantry. Here comes the rocket. There's nothing there to stop it. Where's it going to go? There. Was that worth a rocket? I'm not sure. It may allow the aircraft from... Oh wow, we missed a rocket. Okay, there was a rocket pad. Where was that? Where was that? Was there one down here too? Okay, I think that was a play to get the anti-aircraft out of the way, which has potentially opened this up now for Alpha team to make an assault. There isn't much here. We're taking out a lot of the infrastructure for these tanks to operate with, which is very good. Are these tanks now stopped? No, they must be sharing fuel somewhere else. Up here is also being pushed. Nickname is being very sneaky there. He's getting some submarines. He's going to take out all the oil. They can see all the oil up here, which is powering Alpha team, will probably get taken out, and the trade income. I do not believe Bravo team have any kind of response against that, bar from a few aircraft, but you've got to spot the submarines first, in which case they'll need interceptors. Bit of a push happening now. That rocket seems to have thrown Deadland back somewhat. This is actually exposed and open to attack. Throwing in the tank straight away. Strikers helping support. This is actually getting into the core of EHOT's buildings now, who has been a bit of a pain in the ass in producing lots of tanks and throwing them all at Gugimon. So much industry here. These might prove a nuisance, but if they send another wave in of strikers, hopefully that will eliminate most of these. I'm presuming they can see the threat from the strikers. They're going to be on full striker production for the time being, I think, but they also have to deal with the land units, and if they're not building tanks and artillery, that will become a problem. However, this is now also a major problem. Nickname is definitely putting the pressure on now in that northern section. The middle seems to be quite calm. Gugi is slowly moving forward. This will really start hurting EHOT here, as it doesn't really seem to have much land available now. Another tank rush by Benplay. Desperate, they're trying to take out Deadland here. Strikers doing some serious damage to those tanks. Is that going to be enough? They did lose a few there. I think Nickname's submarines did get seen. However, and they've obviously got one or two submarines about, but do they have any? Did any escape? Got one submarine. Probably waiting for a couple to, just so we can get through. I think he's put a halt on that for the time being. Deadland looking like he's in a bit of a trouble. So is EHOT. It might be a 1-for-1 here. Akminsk is coming in with his own forces now of anti-air and infantry, as the Pink Man has plenty of aircraft, but plenty of them have been shot down now. Is Deadland going to be able to take this area back? I'm not too sure. Again, the middle is still quite quiet. This rocket is slowly being produced. Still didn't find the location of the other one, if that was another one for us. Let's have a look at the other team. They got oh yeah, here comes another rocket. Where is that going? I mean, that wiped out the building and several SAMs, but is that going to be enough? It will allow Akhmitsk to continue playing his striker attacks, striker swarms, which has definitely been successful so far during this game. Nickname still severely applying the pressure. We're going to go for a counter-attack with 5 tanks. I don't think that's going to be able to do that much. The loss of these SAMs is going to be critical for the defense of the pink man, as strikers will start coming over it again. Yeah, here they are. We have forward bases now for these strikers. That's just ridiculous. Interceptors in there as well, probably to help spot rockets and things. And wow, I love a good striker swarm. They just clean up an area like nothing else. Who else than Akhmitsk? Got plenty of fuel in the bank. Another rocket. 2 rockets. Oh, that was where the other one was. Both. Well, that one landed. What about the other? I think this one might be wasted a bit. I wouldn't say that was necessarily worth it. Definitely plenty of rockets in there though. I do think this is slowly going down. Maheen doesn't really have enough here to support Deadland. These buildings are going to get pickled off slowly but surely. Don't know if Alpha Team are going to have the thrust here to get through this. If as long as these are held here, they might be alright, but that striker swarm is ridiculous. If this falls from Deadland, another factory is gone now. There's only got 2 factories and a barracks left remaining. This will be eliminated at this current rate. All these helicopters are sat here doing nothing. Maybe that's just not seen. And if this goes, or more of a case of when this goes, the Nickname will be able to come in on the northern side of Maheen, which will then draw more forces away from the assault on this side. They're still going for it here. You know, this has got a very nice defensive line on it, which will stop quite a few bits of things, but not going to stop everything. This is currently all very open. Those helicopters that we talked about just a minute ago from Maheen are now actually in the play now. And they have done a very good job of supporting Deadland, but I think a lot of damage has already been done to Deadland. It might be difficult for him to recover from this, as we have more incoming from Nickname. We have Ben Play also supporting Nickname's assault. And here come the Striker Swarm again. You would think that Bravo team would get a lot of interceptors in. At least then they would cancel each other out. Because that will stop most assaults on a team with that. Those tanks are just gone. Looks like Akhmitsk has had enough of those sub-pens being there. Another rocket. This one might hurt more. Yeah, 2 factories, the depot, maybe 3 factories. Ah, yeah, that's gonna hurt. Another rocket in response. Plenty of rockets in this one. Was that worth it? I don't think so. It didn't do the damage. If that was placed around here, you may have got these 3 factories gone. Instead, they just took out a few units, so I don't think that was a well-spent rocket there. Deadland seems to be on the recovery. Having a quick look at money, we'll go from Bravo team up to Alpha. 520. 220. Oh wow, major deficit for Benplay. 800. Nickname 900, so call it about 2,500. Maheen on 750. 850 for Gurgimon. 390 for Deadland, but he's got nothing much left now. And Akhmitsk at 1,200. The aircraft are out again. Counter-attack by Bravo team is being eliminated now. Bombers being used by Bravo team, but have just been eliminated by the few interceptors that are floating around in the Striker squadron. Don't know why they're going for the Strikers. It's clear they got air dominance in the sky. They will just get taken out. They need the interceptors. Here comes the other rocket. Maybe they were just scouting after all, but that's an expensive scout. That is a shame. Just the one thing being taken out there. It doesn't look like that the other team... No. So these airports which are here, these airstrips, are not currently visible by Bravo team. How is that? Oh, commando play by Maheen. Excellent. That is good. That will hurt them. If they can get some of those units down here and take out this city and such, that will hurt them more. Deadland has managed to escape death with some support. I believe Alpha team might have this one in the bag. They have more territory. Maybe. Close call. What do you think? Let me know if you're still watching in the comments. What your bets are at this point. This defensive line might be a little too late. It really wouldn't be worth it. I don't think that these aircraft are being utilised in the correct way. With all these SAMs just sitting here, I know it's a desperate defence, but it's still going to get your money's worth. Their Striker, Alpha Team's Striker attack from Akhmitsk would seem to be the higher risk at this point. If they were to just take out a load of interceptors to destroy all that, then that would eliminate a big offensive capability from Alpha Team. Nickname still on the attack. Things seem to have slowed down quite a bit over here, however. Probably because of these commandos from Maheen. That is a very sneaky move. Very well played. Taking over this mountain range now is Alpha Team, and that really is the big defensive obstacle which Bravo Team could have really done with holding on to. Helicopters are going to get blasted. It would seem Bravo Team are in maybe a bit of a state of panic. Just trying to muster what they can to get back in the game. Deadland has definitely recuperated to some degree and is holding those mountains still. Nickname, however, is currently starting to fight back a bit more again. Got some dockyard. Did I just hear a rocket? No, I did not. Deadland is definitely on the recovery. These dockyards are probably going to get taken out by Deadland, which would be a bit of a waste of money if that is the case from Nickname. A painful blow. This is now a problem. I do believe Alpha Team need to stop attacking this head on, as anything going towards it will just get decimated. Not many SAMs in here. If Akhminsk could just sort out the aircraft to come over, and we need a fatal swoop. The anti-air is up here for Bravo Team. If they could, even if they took out this section here, this mountain range, it would open up all this. It would extend the front to a point where all this would then need to be defended, making it increasingly thin and easy to break through. Nickname having a tough time trying to break through Deadland's mountain nut. I can hear I can still hear the that must be this. Can't actually see the unit, that means that the enemy can't. There it is, they've got a couple there which are currently non-visible. Wiping out the fuel, which will stop the Airforce. Here comes another rocket wave. Maybe this is what they were waiting for. Nice. No factories destroyed, however the entire defensive line is now gone and is now open for a push. If that could be utilised, that will be massive. This is being well contained. Yeah, it's got to be it, hasn't it? Do we have more rockets? The rocket here is ready from Bravo Team. Maybe waiting for the right moment. We have two rockets actually. And Deadland, along with Maheen, is actually coming in for a good counter-attack now on Nickname. Just have a wall of SAMs there. I think that is anticipation of a rocket attack towards the city, perhaps. Bravo Team still cannot see these airstrips which are there. They are quite stealthy buildings. Here comes the other rocket. Let's see where this went. Oh no, there's not much there. I think the rocket used by Bravo Team has been questionable, personally. They are 500 quid for the pad and 500 per rocket. No, I don't think they got enough to pay for the rocket in terms of damages there. On several of their rockets, to be honest. I think Googie Magon, or whatever that's pronounced, has definitely got the money's worth. At least a better money's worth with the rockets. We have a sneaky thrust. Counter-attack happening, hoping to retake these mountains. Nickname is now in a very precarious position. He's got a big forest to defend, and Maheen and Deadland are now encroaching on it. The fuel is pretty much gone, the money is gone. With the fuel, they won't be doing the tanks anytime soon. Looks like Nickname is on his own, while the rest of the team hopes to deal with this. Would appear the SAMs have been eliminated from Alpha Team's southern section, allowing bombers and such to actually get quite a few units destroyed. This will now actually allow Bravo Team to move forward and recapture those territories. However, with an overwhelming force taking out Nickname here, that is looking very precarious, as they will not be able to contain that as well, for sure, when they get through Nickname there. Very good counter-attack, however. I thought that Alpha Team were going to get through this. Maybe that rocket was more effective than what I thought. Nothing here to slow down the artillery. Nickname is having to deal with a bit of an onslaught now. Several buildings being destroyed. Helicopters been a big contributor here. I do believe Maheen and Deadland have worked very well during this entire match. I reckon Nickname's experience and knowledge of the game has been used against Bravo Team, and they've just left him alone a little bit more, perhaps. I mean, it did look like he had Deadland not too long ago, to be honest. However, there's only so much one person can do when the numbers do not add up in economy wise. And with that play from Maheen to take out that city, that may have just been what was needed to take out the economy of Nickname, allowing... There you go. Play it. Yeah, Nickname's done. They've all done. Nice. So when Nickname went, they all went. Which is what I said earlier. As soon as one goes, the rest will get steamrolled. Okay, yeah. Alpha Team were on the back foot for a little while, but managed to keep going. Excellent. That was a good game. I really enjoyed that. Plenty of rockets. Don't always see rockets used in games too often, but there was certainly plenty in there. A well-placed rocket can turn the tide very quickly in this. Bravo Team units lost worth was a hell of a lot more than Alpha Team's, which is interesting. I reckon that will be the tanks. But no, overall, very enjoyable to watch. I hope you enjoyed it too, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully. Bye-bye.